welcome to our first Realtor Spotlight here at Brentwood Bank. I'm Andy Goff, VP Residential Mortgage Sales Manager, and my guest today is none other than Matt Gillespie, Coldwell Banker.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? Matt Gillespie with Coldwell Banker.
Matt, how was your weekend? Long weekend.
Long weekend, good weekend. Busy, busier than it should be, I feel like, with activities, but good to have a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, we played with the forecast. We weren't anticipating a lot of baseball, but we ended up playing a lot of baseball. 2 of the 3 games were on turf. You're right. Anyway,
So much for a weekend off, right?
we played last night at 7 p.m. at Dixon, 7-year-olds. About the 3rd inning, my left fielder's laying down in the grass.
Yeah, had too much at the cookout beforehand.
They all swam and ate their 4 hot dogs and then were checked out. So. Well, Matt, again, thanks for joining us. You and I have been working together now for 6 or 7 years.
6,
right?
7.
We had to get it in there. I told my son I would. Great at what you do. Obviously, always keeping your best interest of your customers in mind. But beyond working with you, I also consider you a good friend. So I was delighted when we got the opportunity to do this. I'm thinking, you know what? Matt's the guy. He's the first one up. So tell us a little about yourself, work, life, hobbies, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We had a little conversation beforehand about that. Yeah, obviously love working with you too, Andy. Also consider you a friend. So yeah, I got in the business going on 11 years ago, I think now. And I love it. It's everything. Every day is something different. Lots of challenges, lots of fires to put out. But when I'm not working, which feels like it's rare these days, love spending time with my family, like doing outdoor activities, hiking and things of that nature. And as you know, play a lot of platform tennis or paddleball. So we've been trying to recruit Andy for a while now. Maybe we'll get him out there coming up here soon.
Might not like enough.
Yeah, right.
That game's tough.
But otherwise, like to read and just chill out when I'm not working, if that makes sense.
Well, I've seen it firsthand. I work with dozens of realtors, but can you elaborate on what differentiates you from some of the other ones? Like why Matt Gillespie?
Yeah. Well, I think, I always tell people that being in the rhythm of the market is important, right? So there's a statistic out there that I think it still holds true that, 47% of agents last year sold 0 homes, which I think that we're the only industry where you can have that level of, not incompetence, but that level of, lack of business and still call yourself a realtor, right? So
They're more part-time, I would say.
yeah, maybe part-time, exactly. And I'm not trying to rag on my part-time agents, but I think that when you're in the rhythm of the market, you have a good feel for what gets offers accepted, specifically on the buyer side. And explaining to the clients, hey, here's our options that we've got. We can go with the most aggressive, which I feel like is like a 90% chance of getting the deal done, or if we want to trail it back, and being able to provide those options for clients. And then negotiation. I think that's a big one where I like to differentiate myself. I don't want to say I'm a masochist, but some people hate negotiating and they're like, oh, we have to go back and forth a million times. But I enjoy that because at the end of the day, I always say on the buy side, my job's to protect their best interest and try to get them the best deal possible. And then on the seller side, try to keep their bottom line in mind and get them the best deal possible. So,
well, on that note, we've had a couple deals over the last couple of years that I don't know they would have got done without.
yeah.
There was things that may or may not have been, we'll say the lender was tough. I think I remember a sewer line specifically that
Yeah.
got something to be held in escrow, and it was years ago now, but I was
Yeah.
like, if anyone else, I don't think the deal gets done without Matt saying, hey, why don't we do this?
Yeah. You have to get creative.
Yeah.
You have to get creative. And I think, I always joke with my wife that I don't have my therapist certificate, but I feel like I play therapist sometimes, right? Keeping everybody level headed. It's amazing how some of the most pragmatic and analytical people can become quite emotional during the transaction. It's a big deal, right? We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes, and most likely the biggest purchase of their life. So, keeping a cool head, I think, is important. I always try to keep everything even keel and stable. But you've got to get creative. You can't take no for an answer, people.
Yeah. Well, again, on that note, we had a deal closed end of last year. Close friend of yours, I'll consider it an acquaintance of mine. Was put in a tough spot by her landlord, if I'm recalling correctly, needed to move quickly on something, got under contract. Everything seemed to be lining up. I think it was the final walkthrough or the week before close. Something on the inclusions wasn't actually included. And Matt, why don't you tell us about how you went way out of your way to help her out?
We had a competitive situation, right? And it always, I don't want to say it sucks, but it's tough when you're in a competitive situation because you're trying to do everything you can to stand out from the other offers on the table. And then when you get under agreement, you almost kind of feel like your tail's between your leg, asking for things or trying to keep the deal together and not ask for too much. But yeah, in that particular situation, washer and dryer were supposed to be included at the 11th hour. It wasn't. So that was an expensive closing gift, to say the least, right? And we got it figured out. But that's just the kind of things I think you have to do, right, to keep everybody happy and keep your clients, best interest in mind. I always tell people that, I'm not transactional, right? So I'm calling all my past clients anywhere from 2 to 4 times a year, checking in. Hey, do you need any recommendations for a roofer, an electrician? What work are you planning on doing? How's the family? And I think that goes a long way because at this, stage of my business, people just reach out, right? Hey, do you have a guy for this? Or do you have a gal for this? And that's great because it allows me to feed my vendors, right? People that I work with and send them over to somebody trusted while also, staying top of mind. I always say I'm never too busy for them or their referrals, right? So it's helpful to stay in front of them.
Along those lines, you do an event each year, right? Past customer, 2 years, two events.
2 events a year. Yeah. So we do a bowling party or like, I'm thinking this year we might do a top golf event. And then my favorite event is we do it's like a pie party, we call it, right? So get our listing photographer to come and take photos of everybody with their family for holiday cards and get everybody an apple or pumpkin pie, get it catered, just a way for us to, give back right before the holidays. And got live music last year. It rained the whole time, so that wasn't fun. Bounce house had to be canceled, but
we were on the list to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rain held you off. Yeah, exactly.
We still got our pie though.
There you go. Yeah,
delivered
exactly.
it.
I did deliver
And
it.
it wasn't a small pie.
No, it's not. People always ask me where it's from, and that's like an insider secret I can't give out, but they're hefty pies. Let me just put it like this. When I'm loading them up, I've got multiple of those like heavy Lowe's carts, where you're
sore the next day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I make sure to remind people if they don't come, like, oh, my back is still a little sore from this. I hope you enjoy it with the family. But yeah, I love those events, and it's a good chance to see people that you wouldn't otherwise see at all, right? Or may not hear from at all. So I think every agent should do that.
Yeah.
Some type of client appreciation.
Well, on our side of the business, I closed 100 deals last year. I saw one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I see them the closing, but you don't have a relationship like you had with them. Like you're seeing them, or
Yeah.
taking them to homes. Yeah. So maybe we'll have to do something.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Hey, Brentwood, you hearing that?
Probably you can film it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good idea. And I think too, it's like, I always joke and say that, buying a house is kind of like a relay race, right? Where if you're a good agent, you're with them from start to finish. And then after the race ends, and from a lending standpoint, you're pretty much with them from start to finish in the race as well. And then the title company comes in halfway through the race, inspectors, all those type of things. So it's really important that you got a good partner in your corner, someone such as yourself, who jumps into things. And it's amazing. I never want to be one to badmouth people, but it's amazing how when people will come to me with a random lender, if you will, just the communication different, the level of communication that they have versus you is night and day. And so you don't, you're kind of like an offensive lineman, I think, in a lot of ways, right? Like no one notices you unless the quarterback gets sacked, right? Unless there's a problem. Same with the title company, but those sacks are big, right? Those are big sacks when that happens.
Turn the ball over. Yeah. You be in big trouble. But yeah.
Right. You're making a highlight reel for the other team.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add, Matt? Please go ahead. Or have any questions for me?
Yeah. Well,
You feel like you did all the talking.
I know. Well, let me ask you a similar question. What do you think differentiates you from the average lender besides great rates and service, right?
Christy on our back end differentiates me.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal. Our processing, the engine was built when I came here. It was literally just plug and play.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go do it. So, they kind of gave me the keys to the car, and the engine was built and said, "Hey, do what you want with it." This is one of those things. I didn't have the marketing. I had the ideas before, but I didn't have the resources.
Yeah.
Now it's all in place to build something. So, but along those lines, to communication, I gave up my cell phone, which a lot of people, even some of the older lenders, you do what? I'm like, yeah, text me on Saturday or Sunday. I don't care. I got it right next to me.
Yeah.
So communication, and then the back end stuff that I don't have to worry about makes me look good. So
Yeah. The
thanks,
team.
thanks, Christy, if you're watching.
Yeah. And thanks, Laura, as well. If you're
Yeah.
watching, she's my teammate that keeps the engine going. So, and what's new and exciting for you? Last question, I guess. What are you doing for fun right now?
Yeah, it's a good question. Playing baseball, I guess. My son started 7U, mind you, getting tied their shoes, and we're playing baseball tournaments. But it's fun. He's enjoying it. His friends are enjoying it. There's a lot of kids on the team, so juggling the playing time and who's hitting where becomes a challenge, but it's fun. We played all weekend, for better, for worse. But yeah, school was tough to get him up this morning.
Yeah,
Exhausted.
totally. I mean, he comes from a pedigree of great players, right? So there you go.
Yeah, his mom's pretty athletic. So, well, thanks, Matt. I'm glad we got to do this. I'm sure
Appreciate
we'll
you,
be
man.
in touch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
if you want to tour the place, it's not very big. I'll show you around.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Riley.